What up?
Brother.
I fucking love it.
Gatekeepers Podcast.
What is going on, everybody? How's everybody doing?
Welcome to our show. We are the Gatekeepers. My name is Dan.
My name is Billy.
And we talk all about fences, installation, tips, tools, techniques, everything that we've picked up and we've picked up from other people, and we share it with you guys. Yeah. So if you're into fences and stuff like that, or if you just want to, support the two of us talking on the internet for an hour a week,
man.
yeah, it's
a great time.
Check us out, man.
It's a great time.
Anybody watching, go ahead and leave some comments down there, like that video, like the posts, everything like that, and
let us know where you're watching from.
Comment.
Feel free to comment on anything that we're talking about. Go ahead and throw our website down real fast, because we did launch the merch store this week.
Indeed.
Got some real cool stuff in there. Shirts, hoodies. We got a beer glass. We got stickers. It's all really affordable. It's all super comfortable as well. We wear that stuff outside of like work. It's great stuff, super affordable. Right there, gatekeeperpodcast.com. You can also find all of the streaming services from that website as well, correct?
Yes.
All right.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So we have kind of switched up everything from the previous website to now host all of our merchandise that we now have for you guys. If you do want to support it, go ahead, pick up something on there, or you can just subscribe and do the monthly subscription. Or if you want to support us for free, you can always just go ahead and subscribe to all of our different channels or pages or whatever it may be.
And that costs nothing but a like, click, subscribe, hit that ring notification bell, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But if you do want to support us and get something out of it, go to the merch store, buy one of them cool, wrong way, cool 90s shirts right there that we're only going to have in the merch store until when? For this month?
Yeah, only for this month. As long as you place your order before midnight on the 1st of February, when it officially becomes February, we will be taking them off of the store. But yeah, it's just a quick, limited shirt. I'm lots of words here.
It's got the 90s cup theme that you would get at the gas station.
Yeah, we wanted to do something to pay homage
pretty cool,
to
man. I like it.
Old backdrop that we had for the first couple episodes. So we decided to do that. Now, before we get too into everything else, we are going to be doing our show a little bit different than normal. We are going to be going over still install stuff, but more install adjacent than direct installs.
Yeah, I mean, it would still be from an installer's perspective. So
exactly.
It's just going to be a different run of the mill than our like normal stuff is. I said that completely backwards.
Yeah, it's all good.
It's
all good. It's a new year, new us, and apparently words
new
are still
year, new me.
Yeah. And words are still difficult for both of us. So,
yeah, right.
Bear with us. But this has happened to both of us while on job sites, and I'm sure it happens to a lot of different people while they're out there installing fences or whatever it may be. And you've got your truck outside of a customer's house. You're out there making a whole bunch of noise, whether it be drills, saws, air compressor, nailer, post driver. There's a whole lot of noise, and in most neighborhoods, somebody's gonna be like, "What's going on over there?"
Yeah.
Hey, what you guys doing?
I know if it's me, I'll walk outside and be like, "Ooh, what is that?
Yeah,
what's going on?
What are they building over there? What's the neighbors getting? Because I want one too."
Yeah, right.
And that's a topic we're gonna talk about is when those neighbors come outside, they see you doing your work, and they stop by and say, "Hey, can you, tell me how much it would be for a fence for my house?" Most of the time, it's very vague. It's never, "I want specifically this, and yada yada yada, and here's where I want it. Here's the gate I want, like the sizing for the gate. The only time they really know what they want in most cases is if it's an HOA and they can only have a certain type of fence.
Yeah, I mean, there's those rare chances where you show up to a quote and they're like, "I have a spreadsheet,
Yeah.
ideas for my fence." I'm like, "Oh God,
This is going to be fun.
this is gonna be one of those."
Yeah.
But for the most part, we're just gonna go over, like, at the end of the day, the best salesperson knows their product inside and out, backwards, forwards, upside down, whatever way you want to say it.
They can answer the questions confidently and comfortably to the client or the future possible client, and put their salesman hat on for a couple minutes.
Yeah, man, because what if all of the other salesmen are tied up and you're right there, you're doing it. I know our company, we all have iPads in the trucks. So it's like, okay, well, I mean, we have an iPad right there. It's already hooked up to our CRM, which we use Job Nimbus, by the way.
Everything's preloaded. We can just
man, once you get everything set up in there and everything's all preloaded, you just input the numbers and it spits out something for you, and you're like, all right, boom,
whole invoice and everything.
But really, it's just knowing how to talk to a client like a client and not like a coworker.
Yeah.
As an installer, and then also kind of guiding them along their little like journey on picking the right fence for them, what works for them, what works for their HOA, their community, wherever they're at. Say we're out 10 miles in the country in the woods.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not really a need for like a privacy fence, not unless they just absolutely like have to have one.
Unless they're like, hey, you're putting one up at my neighbor's house, and I hate my neighbors and I don't want to see them.
Yeah. So, I mean, you would go over there and you'd be like, hey, I think a nice field and farm crossbuck or a nice 3-rail or a 4-rail would look awesome right like over here.
Yeah, you bought a bunch of land with a great view. You don't want to block off that view, but you still want to keep the pets inside.
Yeah, man.
But that's kind of what we're going to go over today. So I guess customer walks over. Hey, what you doing over here, sir?
Oh, so we're role playing?
No,
is that what we're doing right now?
No, but that's what the customer does.
But so it's happened to me a lot, and 9 times out of 10, I'm dirty as hell whenever that happens. So I'm like,
you're role playing and dirty.
Yeah, role playing and being dirty.
Whew. Oh, baby.
Oh man, rated R stuff tonight.
Jokes aside, though, it's first thing, if you see somebody that's not if you see your client that you're working on their house on, obviously you need to be as professional as you can be. But if you see somebody else walk up, there's a lot of things that come into factor with it. Obviously, there is a big, safety factor. There's tools and different things out, and you don't want somebody tripping. You don't want anybody hurting themselves. So you need to be keeping an eye out and keeping everything professional when it does come to that. Last thing you need is for a random kid to come up and pick up an air nailer. That would not be good. But when they come up, greet them friendly. Hey, this is what we're doing, whatever it may be. Always see that opportunity and take it for what it is. It is a free client that walked up and right into your lap.
Mm-hmm.
And treat it like so. When somebody comes up, super professional. Hey, what's going on? You live in the neighborhood? Cool. Well, we are installing this fence here, so we obviously know a little bit about HOA, or if you have one or whatever it may be, what's able to be done out here and what isn't. And if they're, close enough, let's go take a stroll down to your house.
Yeah.
Like, you walked over here, we might as well walk right back.
Absolutely.
I'll walk you back over to your house. We'll take a look at the property. We'll figure it out from there. And use that time to make that 5-minute friend before you start selling them or anything. You just get to know them, what they're kind of looking for, so you can give a
absolutely small talk on the way.
Yeah,
small talk that has nothing to do with fence.
No,
I'm always like, so where are you from?
Yeah.
And then I'll go from there. I mean, if I'm feeling like I'm not really walking with a talker, I'll just kind of say what I gotta say and ask what I gotta say and don't poke and
Yeah.
prod too much. But man, you just get a conversation going, and you'd be surprised at how much you have in common with people
You don't know.
you don't know whatsoever.
You can
So,
find something that you got
and
in common
then
at least.
and then that takes all of the pressure of talking to someone you have no idea who it is all out the window.
Yeah.
And so, take that whether it be 30-second walk or a minute,
Yeah.
2-minute
You guys
walk
just
down the
buy the
street.
home, or you guys have
Yeah.
you been here for a
Yeah.
while? You already got a fence.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
And,
things that you can have a conversation about, even if it is somebody that's not a talker.
absolutely.
If they don't want to share too much about their own personal life, where you can make that friend, you can always find out, like, hey, did you just move here? Is this a new property for you? Okay, perfect. Well, where did you move from? Yeah, you can easily segue into getting them to open up a little bit too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then, when you get on site, especially if it's a neighbor, you should kind of already know what to expect. Like, hey, this neighbor's getting this. All of the rest of the neighbors have this. Here's going to be your first option.
Yeah.
Run it easy since you're already doing this. And
If everybody
you have it for them there to see in the show.
Yeah.
So that way you're not like trying to explain something and you know exactly what you're talking about, but they're like, okay.
What?
What?
What the hell is this?
But just go from there, and then try to hit all of your upsell points that are upsells. Like I went out on a quote today, and I upselled pre-sanding.
Yeah. Because we offer it.
Yeah.
We have a big old dunk tank that we have for our pickets, and
that
cheaper,
was
more efficient and better coverage all around.
That was a cool one because we were at the shop.
Yeah, that was a first for us. I was
First
sitting in
for
here.
us. Dan was
sitting in
welding
here.
up a gate.
Yeah, I'm doing another like 30-foot cantilever gate just in the back, vibing. I got the speaker on full blast. There's EDM pumping. You could hear it from like out in the street, basically.
Good thing we had the warehouse door open.
Yeah, I'm just in the mood. Just
I was
like
in the Bobcat,
zone, locked in, loaded, and this guy comes around the corner and he's like, "Hey, excuse me." I'm like, "Oh, wait a second. Let me go ahead, take gloves off, turn the music off, take welding jacket and everything off." I'm like, "Hey, what's up, bud? How can I help you?" And I would like, maybe it's the next door neighbor,
Yeah, right.
at the shop next
right.
door, because we got a vinyl flooring, and I think they just do flooring, right?
They just do flooring, and like they do more than vinyl, but it's a
it's flooring place where they have vinyl flooring, wood flooring, tile, all that stuff. And I was thinking originally it was somebody from there, just like, "Hey, can we borrow this?" Because we, next door neighbors, got to keep the peace, and we always often talk to each other. They pop in all the time. But I was like, "This is a new face. I haven't seen this guy."
Right.
And he's like, "Yeah, I want to get a quote." We're not at your house. I can't really do that.
Yeah.
Luckily, we have our shop set up where our yard, we have a big old chain link cantilever gate. We've got standard privacy wooden fence. We've got the entryway walkway gate thing. It's just a 4-foot shadow box
gate
with the metal frame. So it's just kind of like a mix of everything for our shop. And it works out because
that way we can use it. We can show it
over there and say, "Here's everything."
Yeah.
And then inside of the shop, we've got aluminum panels set up. We've got vinyl panels set up. We've got a whole bunch of different options and stuff like that in here. And it's like, okay, well, take a look. What do you like? What is it that you're looking for in a general aspect? And then we can kind of take it from there. And it works kind of the same way when you're already installing a fence. If you're doing something like driven system, for example, we get looks all the time. They're like, "What the hell are these guys doing?"
Yeah.
And I've had a couple people. You remember the one where the next door neighbor came up and she's like, "Oh, please God, don't tell me they're putting in chain link."
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
this
That
is
was
like super
That
nice
was funny.
neighborhood, like definitely very, very
She called
expensive
it-
homes.
She called it a cyclone fence. I was like,
Cyclone.
God, that I'm like, it's not been called that since like the 50s. But that was hilarious. That was
Yeah.
hilarious. She was like, "Are they
Please-
getting a cyclone fence?" And I had to
Please,
think.
God,
I was
don't
like,
tell me.
"Cyclone chain link? No, not a chain link." But like one of my favorites is always whenever you'll have like neighbors like look, but they won't like come over and ask you. And then like when you're putting the rails up, they're like, "I was wondering how you were gonna like
Yeah.
attach the wood." I was like, "I knew you
Every
were.
single
I
time.
saw you just over there staring at me like, what the hell is he doing?"
Unnecessarily taking your dog out for walks every 20 minutes. Like, what are you guys doing over here? This is weird.
Yeah, man. But I mean, like if that does happen, take every opportunity to like go out and get your company or the company that you work for sale. 'Cause at the end of the day, that's gonna put a paycheck in your pocket.
Yeah.
And we all know those paychecks pay them bills, baby.
Yes, sir.
And
Yeah.
They
And
don't
then the other thing too is seize the opportunity for what it is. If you guys offer staining, offer stain. If you guys offer fence cleaning, offer fence cleaning. You don't have to always build a new fence. Work with what you got. Or if they want to switch up the fence, like we had somebody that had 8-foot vinyl just not too long ago. They pulled out all the 8-foot vinyl and got wood because they just didn't like the look of the vinyl. I like vinyl a lot more. This also was a Home Depot special, and it wasn't quite built to the best.
it didn't look terrible.
It didn't look terrible,
it
but
didn't
there
look
was a lot of
great.
problems. Yeah.
It didn't look great, I'll say that. I
Yeah.
mean, it was a Home Depot sub, so they used Home Depot materials, which is the bottom of the barrel barrette for the most part.
Yeah.
But it didn't look horrible.
It wasn't terrible. There was issues, and I see why they were like, "Hey, we just got this house. We're not, the happiest with it." The biggest thing was that vinyl doesn't quite conform, and that back wall they had a couple big gaps that they just filled in with cement blocks. And so even if somebody has a fence, they may be looking to at least change something up.
Well, I gotta say, that was a case of Mrs. Jones's snake dog right there. Okay. All right. I'm not trying to talk shit about no clients or anything because they do pay our paychecks.
Yeah.
And they were great people. But at the end of the day, whenever I saw that dog that they were worried about getting out, I was like, "You worry about that fat ass dog getting on that that little that little inch gap?" I was like, "Boy, that is the
gap was like that big. It was,
I was
maybe
like-
2 inches at the most.
I was like, that is the fattest, cutest French bulldog I've ever seen in my life." I was like, that thing is not getting through that little tiny gap. But
well,
hey,
they said
you know
I
what?
didn't see the dog, and I thought they said it was like little baby puppy, and
Oh,
they made it sound like
no.
it fit in your hand.
No.
Like
Oh,
a
no.
miniature teacup something, and I'm like, oh yeah, we got to get that we got to get that done, because the
Now, I
dog's gonna
mean,
keep sneaking out.
It was a beautiful dog. I mean, it was one of those like
I saw it like the second.
it
day. I
was
saw
like
it.
one of those like exotic Frenchies that are like
Oh yeah,
I don't even know the
Just-
terminology for it, but they're like gray and speckled and they have different colors and shit. Like, but that
it was a nice dog.
dude, that thing was a
Beautiful.
sausage. It was a sausage though.
It was a
Like I was
roly-poly.
expecting like a little like chihuahua or like a little like teacup chihuahua. And
That's what I was expecting too.
so
Then you told me that. I was
the
like, I
wife
gotta go
brings
check
out
this
this French bulldog, and I'm like, that little sausage ass dog is not gonna get through that gap. But you know what? We ended up making or building a 7-foot privacy fence, 6-foot pickets with a foot rot board at the bottom, and it worked.
Yeah.
It's like it satisfied their needs, their wants.
They were happy, and then at the end of the day, and that's
Absolutely.
end of the day, that's what matters. is
Absolutely, and that's
your
what
client's
matters. I mean, whether I think it was overkill or not, it was just, I got a huge kick whenever I saw the dog that was gonna get into that gap. The first, it was hilarious.
We got one.
Yes, they will.
Yes, they will.
They will. Robert
Always.
Evers. Yes, they will.
That dog is the
Ooh.
biggest escape artist.
What's going on, Antonio?
Hey,
What's
Happy
going
New
on,
Year's.
man? Happy New Year's to you too, bud.
You say bood?
Bud, bid, bud, bro. I
Kind
did
of
say
like
it kind of like
babe at first. and I was like,
Canadian.
what the hell?
I mean, I've been around just the wife for like the past week.
Yeah.
Like the kids have come and gone, and then come, gone, came back, and then one's left again.
Yeah.
So it's just been kind of me and the wife hanging
Nice
out.
relaxing time, you know.
I mean,
I've been itching. I've been
yes
itching
and no, but
to get
dude,
back behind my welding.
we have been completely reorganizing the house. Like, I completely moved around our whole entire master bedroom.
And you guys just got a bunch of new furniture too.
Yeah. Got a whole bunch of new furniture for 1, 2, 3 rooms. So the living room, our master bedroom, and then my daughter's room. And finally got the old bed taken down. That's what I had to do when I got off work today. I had to go straight there. I was like, oh, I'm under no pressure. I'm like 20 minutes into this hour-long process of taking this giant like bunk bed, but not bunk bed. It was a 2-tier bed, but the under part of it was like a storage spot, so there wasn't like a mattress.
That's like a dorm room bed.
Yeah, so I'm like 20 minutes into this like hour-long process, and the wife walks in. She's like, "Hey, you almost done?" I was like, "No, I'm not."
Not even halfway yet.
I showed her like I had 7 different Ziploc bags of always different types of screws that all looked the same, but the threads were different.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
no.
I felt so bad for the person that we sold it to. I was like, you're gonna need to Google the instructions on this, because I'm telling you right now, if I didn't have the instructions, I would not be able to put this back together. And I took it apart. I was like, all of these things are the same length. They look the exact same, except for the threads are different on like 5, 6 different bags of bolts. I was like, you're gonna need to Google the instructions. But anyways, so she gets home. She's like, "Hey, you about done?" I was like, "No." She's like, "She's gonna be here in like 10 minutes." I was like, "What?" I was like, 10 minutes. I was like, I was expecting
far from ready.
I was expecting her at like 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's like 5:15 at this point. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna be ready. So I like started like hurrying up. She's like, "Go get me another Allen wrench." So I got her an Allen wrench. She starts taking the other side apart.
This one goes in that bag. That one goes in this bag.
And like I'm like setting like all of these pieces. There's so many pieces like to this thing.
Reverse assembly line.
All in like where they go and like what they are for each one. But got it done.
Nice.
Got here.
Made it here on time.
No, oh yeah,
Not
dude. I
bad.
made it here early actually.
Yeah.
I mean, not really early. I didn't get to eat. I was supposed to get Zaxby's on the way, and I completely passed Zaxby's.
Oh shit.
I passed it and I was like, I'm good.
Pushing it.
Yeah. It was
Easy
pushing it. It was pushing it. How was your week off?
Dude, it's been chill.
Yeah.
We got a huge amount of stuff done when it comes to unpacking. We are still not completely done, but the entertainment room that's been kind of the storage room for all the boxes is like almost halfway done.
Nice.
Which is a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta find a spot for each individual thing. I need to put a new lock on the shed as well, so I can start putting up shelving. I got this it's from an old house. Packed it up on a box before we moved. It's been in storage, but I just brought it over, and super excited to have it up. It's like this cool garage organizer that has like these like hot shoe clip things where everything is all interchangeable. So you've got a shelf on the bottom,
right?
You've got pegboard ones, you've got different baskets and drawers, and everything is all like modular. And it's should line the entire side, top to bottom.
Nice.
I'm excited to put that back up again.
Nice, man.
Yeah,
That sounds cool.
It's pretty rad.
That
So I
sounds
can
cool.
actually like organize everything in the it's kind of a shed, kind of a half garage.
Yeah,
It's attached to the house, but
I'm
it's
just
a
excited to
shed.
get my house back together. Like, there's so much crap in the kitchen and the dining room that doesn't belong there right now because we're
Yeah.
rearranging rooms. And like, I got home and I was like, I am not cooking dinner tonight. It's fast food tonight.
Dude.
Like, ugh. But
Anyways, fencing.
fencing. Yeah, what about
Fences.
that?
We're
So
not talking swords.
real quick, we want to go ahead and you guys go ahead and go to gatekeeperpodcast.com again for all of our new joiners who may not have been in whenever we first went live today.
Yeah.
We did drop a merch store today. You got that logo on some shirts, some hoodies. That logo will be gone on the 1st of February at the 1st of February at midnight.
End of January, yeah.
It's a great way to help us, and you also get something cool as well.
Yep. We've got glass beer mugs with it printed on there. And each year I think we're gonna do for New Year's kind of just a new special edition.
We need to get some license plates or fence signs.
Oh, we can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a sublimation printer.
Nice.
Yeah, we can print those.
Nice,
That's
dude.
a good idea.
I'm with that as well.
Yeah, we'll do that. We got stickers, we've got mugs, we've got hoodies, t-shirts, and we got a couple different designs for the t-shirts. Hoodies, we may drop a couple of the shirts in a hoodie if anybody is interested. Just shoot us a message and
do we have any
we'll make it
women's
happen.
stuff?
It's all unisex.
It's all unisex?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The same, it's the Bella canvas is what we do our prints on. Most comfortable shirts I've ever done prints on with anything, and anything I do prints for my wife, I do it on the same unisex ones, and fit is great. Awesome. She loves it. She's comfortable with it. That's why I went with those. Is everything is fully unisex. They do fit a little bit bigger with the female side. You probably want to go with like smaller, extra small, or something like that. Because it is kind of like a men's sizing. I believe, even though it says unisex, I'm not quite sure on how that goes. But the sizing is in the description for inches.
Nice.
Because we don't use metrics over here. We use freedom units.
Freedom, baby. I use 9 millimeters.
This shit doesn't make any sense.
All right.
But anyway,
well, after our little segue, we will get back to it. Yeah. So we were talking about being an installer, being a foreman out on the job site, and having a neighbor or a close by neighbor come by and ask for a quote. We've already ran through, kind of guiding the neighbor along and upselling and
a little bit touch on everything. Yeah. In the beginning. Now it comes down to different types of fences and what each one gives you as a their selling point, their specialty, if you will, I guess. So for example, wood fences, it's a wood privacy fence. It's in the name. It gives you privacy. It's you want to block out everything and anything that is below 6 foot.
Yeah.
Or 8 foot, even if you want to really
go
that far. It's called a privacy fence for a reason. Generally it blocks out everything in and out visually. And as long as the rails are on the inside, it also, stops anybody from
climbing over your back.
It's
your
still,
back
you could still do it, but it's not.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
not as easy.
I can't do it anymore.
No. I got faith in you.
I mean, if I really wanted to get over the fence, if I was stuck on the other side of the fence line and it was like either me sit here or me go home in the work truck. I'm gonna
Find a way.
find some way to shimmy shimmy myself over that fence.
Yep.
Because it was funny. I was talking to a client yesterday whenever I went on a quote, and I was telling her the like same thing because I was doing one of her sidelines, and she had like this little French Gothic little petition, I guess, to keep her dogs out of like the AC. And I was like, it's less than 4 foot. I can probably just,
Hop over.
put one leg over and then, put the other leg over. And she's like, we can go around. I was like, yeah, I don't want to jump this. It hurts to jump fences nowadays. And I was like, I'm only 36, but it still
the
does
back,
not.
the knees,
It does
everything
not
starts
feel
creaking after a
good.
little bit.
Like, I'm fine climbing up it. It's once I get to the top, I'm like, oh, I do not want to jump down. And like,
the impact on the
yeah,
knees,
man.
boy. Ooh,
I'm like, no, I don't want to do this. But
the impact get you.
yeah,
No, but so you've got that. You've got shadow box. While we're sticking on the wood
shadow
side of
box,
things, you get I know a lot more airflow.
a lot more airflow.
When it
looks
comes
okay.
to it's a more personal preference on if you like it or don't. I kind of like it in some situations, and others I'm like I just prefer privacy.
Yeah, I mean, if you would prefer privacy, just go board on board, baby.
Yeah, you could
You get no shrinkage gaps,
just full on,
just straight up no airflow in your backyard.
no airflow at all.
No
in the
airflow
backyard.
in the backyard, baby. Cut it all off.
Yep. Anything above here, it's no airflow.
But
or
yeah,
below.
man, just run that quote, get the measurements. If you are using a CRM and it's something like ArcSight or Job Nimbus and it's already preloaded with everything, draw it out with ArcSight. Put in the information with Job Nimbus, spit out a number.
Here it is.
Give it to the client. You're always looking to try to collect a check at the time of the interview or the quote. But if not, if they got to talk to the boss lady or they got to talk to the boss.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's understandable. I'm married. I wouldn't make a $6,000 choice without asking my wife. She'd be pissed.
And in some circumstances, more, depending on the size of the yard.
Yeah. So
man, you got an acre of land. And that's a lot of fence.
But just take the confidence in your experience in building the fence and use it to your advantage because all of the ins and outs. Everything. The product that you're working with. How it has to be installed, what it should look like afterwards.
Yeah.
Everything. Take all of that, use that knowledge to your advantage, and either get yourself another paycheck or get your company another paycheck, which works out to be a paycheck. Man, I lost my train of thought hard.
A new
there.
client, new job, new workload. Keep yourself busy.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And if you can't obviously close it right there on the spot, you can give them an estimate if you have the ability to. If not, you set up a time when you can have, if you are not the person that really is expertise on pricing wise, you can always, hey, let me go ahead and figure out what we need. We can measure everything, whatever it is, and I'll have one of the people in the office or the person who handles this take care of this, and they'll get back to you right away. It's as simple as that, but it's opportunity to grow and opportunity to
and always follow back with the person too.
Oh yeah.
Even if you're the installer, if you were the face of the company for the quote, just take 30 seconds out your day.
Hey bud.
The next day, hey bud, just making sure you got that quote. If it's a yes, oh okay, well then, like, what'd you think about it? Go from there. If it's a no, okay, well then check your email, get back with me. If you can't find it, I'll send it again.
Yeah. Worst case scenario.
It's as easy as that. And hopefully you've had the time to make some sort of acquaintance, friendship with them that
they don't immediately just
no,
leave me alone.
Yeah. Exactly. So, I mean, do everything that you can do to get another job on the books, because even if you don't own the company, that's still a paycheck for you at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, because if company's getting a paycheck, they can still keep you employed.
exactly.
100%.
100%.
Now we talked a little bit about wood and everything. And you said you know your product, but make sure you know your product. If you're out there installing fences, you've probably at least done wood, depending on where you're at. Maybe vinyl, maybe aluminum. I would assume that most people listening to this, watching this podcast, have dabbled in all three, as well as field and farm, whatever else it may be, or even any of the extra extravagant ones. I've seen a couple things on those Facebook pages where some people are making some pretty extravagant
Some
stuff.
damn nice looking
Yeah.
magazine quality fences.
Yeah. Some Pinterest builds, if you will. Know your stuff and know what's going to work for them. So if they do have a little snake dog, always
Mrs. Jones snake dog.
It's always slithering out of the fence. Maybe we suggest the puppy panels on the aluminum as opposed to the open aluminum. It gives them a better peace of mind. If they've got a pool, no pool code for wherever you are.
But just remember, guys, aluminum will not stop deer. I can't believe,
dude,
that question.
We had somebody asking for an estimate, and they live out in the middle of nowhere, large property, and they wanted spear top aluminum because they thought it would stop a deer. Like it's gonna straight impale them or something.
Bro,
like it's a castle fortress or
He's
something.
gonna rip that section to pieces.
Yeah, it's like spear top is one, not sharpened. We're not going to sharpen it for you either. And two, yeah, deer could just run right through it.
Yeah, man, but just know your product, know what you're selling.
Yeah.
Kind of
Aluminum is not going to stop an
it's
animal
not for any sort
with
of
a lot of
animal
force.
besides a dog or a cat.
It's a decorative for smaller animals.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But hey, man, it's some pretty stuff.
It is. It looks gorgeous. It definitely accents the house, and there's a lot of different options. You've got different amounts of rail, like 2 rail, 3 rail, whatever, puppy panels. You've got spear tops. There's a lot of variety where you can switch it up to fit what the customer wants.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, I want aluminum, but I don't want the same aluminum as the Joneses next door, and I want something fancy. It's like, all right, well, we got these. They just, don't keep out deers and impale them.
Oh yeah, but I mean, as long as you got confidence in like your install game, it's going to come out. Even if you're nervous around people, your first couple might not go that great, and that's okay.
No,
it's pretty much expected.
Yeah.
All right, but
it took me I think 3 or 4, maybe 4 or 5 estimates to go on before I closed one.
It's a good feeling, isn't it?
Yeah, it was dope. I immediately hit the work chat and was like, yo, just got that shit. What up?
He was like, I just drove away with the check in hand, my boy. I was like,
he paid with a card.
Oh,
he
did
paid
he?
the processing fee and everything. He's just like, yeah, let's do it.
Nice.
Like, that's instant. I don't even have to stop at the bank. I don't have to give anybody anything. It's already there. It's already done.
Nice.
And I was like,
yeah, man. I went and did,
and it was like 100 foot. it was just the side of his house. Man. We moved it up 6 feet because he didn't realize, but he was outside of the property line when the fence was first built. He moved it back 6 feet. It was super simple, couple hours, but I got that first your belt. I got that first one, and that was the like that needed to happen before the confidence went up, and stick with it. Not everybody closes every single sale. Even people that have been doing this for years and years and years, even specifically on the sales side, years and years and years, they don't close every single one of them. You're going to have some no's. You're going to have some people turn you down. Make sure you follow back up. Make sure you at least get the information for them so you can follow up. So don't be like, oh, yeah, maybe this price, whatever. And then don't ask them for a phone number. Like that's, you're never going to get that if you don't have a way to contact them.
Before you even take a measurement, before you even whip out your iPad
email,
for
and
the
phone
measure
number.
tools, your measuring wheel, your 300-foot tape, whatever the hell you're using to measure, name, address, phone number, email.
Yeah. Well, you're at their house, so you know their address.
Get it everything.
But
Get it
write
all.
it down, document it, whatever it may be.
Get it all. Put it in the system. If it's not on the system, put it on a piece of paper. Make sure you circle it. Make
If
sure
you don't have a piece of paper, go get an offcut from the fence you're working on right now and a pencil, and you scribble that motherfucker on there.
Yeah, there we
put
go.
it in the truck.
That'll work. That'll work.
Anything. Don't let it just don't let that information go uncaptured, if you will.
Yeah. And you're gonna run into those people who are just penny pinching and bargain shopping, and that's gonna happen. Don't let that stuff ruin your confidence on it, because it's gonna happen. You can only have so many no's until like you get a yes, and then once you get that yes, you're like, oh man, I'm on top of the world.
Yeah.
I just walked over here, talked a whole bunch of nonsense, blah blah blah. Do what I needed to do. I'm walking away with a check.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, man. It's a great feeling.
It is. It really is. And just like you were saying, you're gonna have some ones that are penny pension. I had somebody that wanted like
That's just the nature of the game.
a couple 100 feet of some weird custom 4-foot thing for their little designer chihuahuas. And they're like, what is this gonna cost? Like $1,000, $1,500? I'm like, this is a lot of fence. And it's like way more than that in just material cost. It's
Oh, is this one that you went on?
yeah. Yeah. This is one of them I went on, and this was specifically for this. It's like, you want some crazy custom thing with top cap and trim at like 3 foot, and then we talked them into 4 foot, and also with the pickets spaced out, but with wire behind it. It was like this weird. I don't remember exactly what it was. Something that you talked about where it was like a special name. I can't exactly remember, but I got out there and she's like, "Oh yeah, what is this going to cost? Like $1,000?" I'm like,
I've never heard
we're
of
way
pickets with wire.
Or maybe it wasn't pickets, but it was just it was either wire, chain link, or something, and she wanted it buried. It was just a nightmare. And when I gave the quote, it wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad price by any means, but what they expected was, even if you bulk order, it was like half of the material cost. And I was like, we would be losing money just on materials to give you the materials.
We would be buying your materials for you and installing it for free.
Yeah, we can't do it at
Chicken
that price.
wire.
Yeah. But sometimes people just don't have they don't have a realistic expectation of what this does cost. It does cost time. It does cost money to purchase the materials. So sometimes you don't always get people that know that. All righty. Born on board. That's what I built in my house. It is, and I can vouch for that. My parents are his next door neighbor. And before I worked with Corey, he built my parents one.
Sunroom, laugh out loud.
Your wife wants a sunroom.
Ooh, you want a sunroom?
I don't know if she wants one, but
okay.
Corey wants chicken wire. Yeah, you get chicken wire at your house, bud.
He said he's gonna bury it so that way Tank doesn't dig out.
Dang, I'm digging.
Tank, I love Tank. He's he's a
Scares the shit out of me.
he scares the shit out of me too.
But like, there's no reason. He's the sweetest thing.
He is. He's
But he's a
awesome.
big old bulldog.
Yeah, he is.
And
But
he's got a bark
yeah, man,
that'll like
scares the shit out of you when you open the
yeah.
door.
You're like, oh, he'll hop over the baby gate in the front. You're like, oh, wait a second, buddy. And he comes up and he's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, we're good. We're good.
All right, man. Well, I guess we are going to kind of phase on out here.
Yeah.
It's been a good day. Good podcast. Again, guys, go down to this link right here, gatekeeperpodcast.com. It's got our merch store. It's got everywhere to find us, to listen to us, to watch us. If you are just a podcast person, like you just want to listen only, it's got everything.
Yeah.
I mean, we're on what Spotify, Apple, Amazon, iHeartRadio. We're on everywhere that you can find a podcast at. You can find us.
And the links to all of those are there if you just hit the listen
right there.
Yep.
Should be right
you
there.
go in there and hit listen, and boom, there's everything. Or you can hit the watch option and you can find our YouTube. And then there's all the rest of the social media pages as well. Linked at the bottom, I think it is. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
They're on there somewhere.
Yeah.
The links to all the social media pages. And then there's the shop.
Yeah.
And there's contact us. So if you do want to send us any information or things you would like to see in a podcast, or if you're interested in hopping on a podcast, or if you're just like, hey, you guys suck, you can send us an email right there and tell us we suck, or
let us know why we suck.
Yeah, let us know why, so we can, constructive criticism.
Harley said she wants a sunroom as well.
Yeah, 3 seconds of sunroom.
Yeah.
Harley, we need to both,
and Amanda, what do we want a sunroom for?
For sun, obviously.
Oh yeah, for sun. Like we don't have the outside for sun,
but it's air conditioned sun. So in the wintertime they can have heat, and in the summertime they can have the cool AC.
Oh, okay. All right. I get that.
I'm renting my house. I'm not building anything.
I'm over here like, doesn't the outside have sun?
Yeah, but it's air conditioned sun.
It's just a sunroom already. Oh Lord.
And AC, exactly. Yeah, see?
Yeah, see?
She knows.
See? Yeah, see, look, my wife knows. She knows what's up.
Yeah.
She knows what's up. And hey guys, I do want to give a special shout out to my wife and to my son. They are our biggest supporters by far, man. They watch the show every single week. They make sure that they're tuned in wherever they're at. My son is in Gulf Breeze, the other city over, and he called me earlier. He was like, "Hey Dad, what time's the podcast? I need to go ahead and get it all like loaded up." I was like, "Man, I love you.
That's great.
I love you.
That's great."
And I thank you, Harley. I see you've been watching here recently.
Indeed.
Love that.
She's
as
not
well.
working at a brewery. She works later.
Yeah, true.
When she's like second biggest supporter, because when she can, she watches it.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
when she's not getting trampled by our 1-year-old child, saying, "What the fuck are you doing, Dad?" on the screen.
Yeah, right.
Well, it's not necessarily that many words. It's just and a bunch of mumbles. But
there we go.
Yeah. He'll eventually learn to be like, "Yo, take Dad out of the TV. I'm tired of this motherfucker."
He won't stop talking, Mom.
He won't stop talking. Put on Sesame Street, Blue's Clues.
There we go.
That's it.
All right, guys. With that, Dan, take us out.
Hey, man. Build them strong, build them sturdy, build them straight. Y'all have a great day.